Your town who bottle America's #1 soft drink, delicious ice cold, by the American Dairy Association of Wisconsin, the voice of the dairy farmers in the marketplace, and by Century Insurance.
Championship. The #1 ranked Comets of Milwaukee off against the superior Spartans with a 16-game winning streak, 21-3. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. Tonight, it comes down to the final game of this 59th annual tourney. Superior, the end of this tourney. They really surprised a lot of teams, going against a team that was favored to win it all from the start, Milwaukee Lincoln. We have two teams that have done well in the past. We have Lincoln going for their 6th state championship, and on the other hand, Superior seeking their 4th.
We do. Two ball clubs that like to run a great deal, Gary. They've primarily shown defensively zone defenses, Lincoln preferring to play a 2-3 zone. On the other hand, a full court press by Superior consistently with a 1-3-1 zone on half court.
Well, I tell you, Superior has just been shooting the eyes out of the basket. 66%, 55% in their first two games.
They've been the best shooting team so far in the tournament. On the other hand, they're playing against a team that's been the best rebounding team in this tournament to date.
Well, Lincoln defeated Milwaukee North, and you talk about getting the ball to one end of the floor and the other in a hurry.
Well, they did, whether it was a miss or a score. On the misses, they would throw it full length of the court because their guards would run out early on their 2-3 zone. On scores, we had Big Houston Lloyd taking the ball out of the basket, went inbounds to a guard at the 10-second line, or again, a 94-foot pass for a layup.
University of Wisconsin basketball coach John Pallas has been with us all 13 games, providing the color for tonight's game, and I'll provide the play-by-play. We're glad to have you with us, and we're going to be back with the introduction of our starting lineups. But right now, let's pause for these messages. Shot around 66%, and then last night, the final game of the second day of activity, they were able to defeat Milwaukee North 68-55, scoring 24 points in the fourth quarter. So we have two exciting basketball teams. So we mentioned one was expected to be here, and the other, Superior, John, well, I guess Cinderella is the best way to describe the way they've been. They've come in here, a lot was not settled about them. They came in here with a 14-game winning streak out of a tough Marshfield sectional, which they had to win in the last seconds. And they come here with the idea that they're going to be the king killers the rest of the way. And I know they're very confident that they can win this ball game.
Well, they are, and speaking to him, I was here when they worked out on Wednesday before the tournament. Young Rob Moody I'd met during the summer at one of the basketball camps in Indiana, and he expressed then that they were going to be a very good basketball team, and they look forward to coming to Madison, and he's done exactly what he said.
Well, Superior's attempting to do something tonight that no other school has done, and that is win a basketball and hockey state championship. Superior won the WIAA hockey championship in Green Bay earlier this year. First, the starting lineup for the Spartans up by Don Olson in his first year, who was an assistant at Merrill before this. Starting at one forward to be number 33, Dan Morgan, a 6'4", 165-pound senior. At the other forward, an outstanding performer, Rob Moody, 6'5" senior, wearing number 43. At center is Mark Moselli. He's 6'1", a junior. This young man had 10 points against Green Bay yesterday. And the number 2 scorer in Class A competition, Mike Stack, number 21, 6'2", 160-pound senior. He's a co-captain along with Moody. And the playmaker on this ball club, number 13, Bill Doucette, a 5'8" senior. And now for Milwaukee Lincoln. Lincoln going for their 6th state title. This is the 6th time they've been in the finals. Starting at one forward will be Jerry Luckett, number 22, 6'7", senior. At the other forward will be Mike Gutter, a 6'5.5" junior, number 44. At center, a guy that impressed us tremendously last night against North, Houston Lloyd, 6'7" senior. He had an outstanding game with 16 rebounds. At the guards will be Greg Griffin, number 34, 6'3.5" senior, averaging 10.5 points a game. And alongside him, we're going to have a change. This is Rodney Albert coming in. This is a last-minute change. Albert will start in place of James Hodge, who sustained an ankle injury in last night's ball game. And John, we watched him warm up, and he is pretty game. I don't know if he'll be able to go or not. Really limping around.
He had difficulty in the layup drills. He went in and tried to move on some change of directions and go up strong for the layup, but he had
Our two officials at center circle, Gene Calhoun of Madison, Orlando Palese from Milwaukee on the far side, working this championship game. The tip control to the Spartans and Dan Stack. Stack will set it up for the red and blue from way up north in our state of Wisconsin. Bill Doucette off to Stack. Stack, the number 2 scorer, brings it out to Doucette. Stack has just been shooting amazingly from the field as well as from the free throw line, and he's going to try one. The rebound is cleared by Jerry Luckett, and here they come. You'll see the Comets running all night long. They can do it with the best of them. Griffin brings it outside to Halbert. Back to Greg Griffin. This game just underway if you've joined us in the white uniforms, Milwaukee Lincoln. This is Halbert from outside. The rebound cleared by Luckett, and Lincoln takes a 2-0 lead.
Both ball clubs opening up in their favorite zone defenses. Actually, Lincoln starts with a 2-3. They push Gutter up to, it looks like a 2-1-2 type of zone defense, and 1-3-1 by Superior.
This is Moody. Moody is having a good tournament. Number 5 in scoring with a total of 38 points. He's looking for 40, and he's got it. And that's the shooting that Superior's had the entire tournament. They've just been spectacular from the field.
Superior opening with their 1-2-1-1 full-court zone press.
Luckett plays it out to Halbert, off to Greg Griffin. Griffin got into foul difficulty last night, but still had a good game. This is Gutter from the corner, and a foul is going to go on Dan Stack, number 21 of Superior.
Here's a replay. Pass to the corner. Gutter up with a shot. Came across with the lower part of the body.
So we go back to live action. Gutter will have a 2-shot foul. Gutter, the first night, scored 29 points against Milwaukee Madison, had 11 last night, but he, along with Griffin, was in foul difficulty most of the night for Milwaukee Lincoln. All city picked. And he missed them both, and that is something you don't see Milwaukee Lincoln, and particularly Gutter, do. Bill Doucette will bring it up now. Superior's won 3 state championships. They work the ball well, and Moody's going to try one. Rebound by Lloyd, and did he go up for that one? As we mentioned, Lloyd had 16 rebounds in that winning cause against Milwaukee North last night. 2-2 the score. Griffin driving inside. Lincoln takes a 4-2 lead. Greg Griffin, who's 4th in scoring in Class A. 18 points and 16 points. He's 2 times out. He's been very consistent. Ozelli plays in the corner to Moody. The zone being thrown up now by the Comets as it comes out to Bill Doucette, a real scrappy little guy. Moody again, and he has 4 points. Rob Moody, who had 21 points against Green Bay, 17 points against Burlington in the opening action. Young man's averaged 18.5 points a game. 4-4 the score on the baseline to Gutter. And the rebound cleared and then batted away. It's still going to be Superior's basketball. Dan Morgan, number 33, had good position that time.
It's a good job keeping Houston Lloyd off the bankboard.
4-4. First quarter of action. 5:43 remaining in it. Off it comes to Stack. Out to Doucette. Doucette plays it off to Moselli. Moselli looking in against the zone to Stack. Stack really being collapsed on, and he is fouled by Greg Griffin.
Here's the ball inside the Stack. Right across the corner comes Greg Griffin.
So Griffin commits the foul. That's the first team foul against Lincoln. And it comes into Moody. Moody plays it off to Stack. Stack in this tournament has hit 13 of 14 free throws. This is Moody from the corner. He's now 2 of 4 from the field. And Milwaukee Lincoln tied up 4-4. Will bring it down. Selly, they'll inbounds it on the far side.
Lincoln's running out their 2 guards, and the shot is taken, Gary. Hopefully the front line can rebound. They can get the easy bucket with a full court pass.
Greg Griffin. Rebound cleared by Luckett. They're getting the multiple shots. And Lincoln has a 6-4 lead, and that has to be a key to this game, is keeping Lincoln from getting the multiple shots.
Well, it definitely does, because they've been the strongest rebounding team we've had in the tournament here this year.
Doucette plays it off to Moody. Moody will try another one. They're going to let him crack, and he can hit him. It's 6-6. You let Moody shoot from there, he'll burn you. He's just an outstanding shooter. He has 6 points now on 3 field goals. Almost all of them coming from the same vicinity. Here's Griffin again driving. And Griffin gives the lead back to Lincoln, 8-6. A seesaw battle right now. Griffin with 4 points. Boy, this could be a classic game before this one's over. 2 good shooting ball clubs with good quickness. They play some good defense. In it goes to Morgan. Morgan had 19 points the first night, 11 the next night. Off to Moselli. Moody again from the corner. Rob Moody, I'll tell you, 8 points for Moody. He has all 8 points for Superior. It's an 8-8 ball game. A steal attempt, and it's going to be Superior's basketball. That time Stack putting the pressure on. There's Orlando Palese and the coach, Robert Crawford. Very personable guy for Milwaukee Lincoln. So Superior will inbounds it. Doucette, who's 5'8", a senior. He only had 2 points against Green Bay, but a real playmaker. Moody again. This time, Luckett with the rebound. Here they come. Up to Halbert. Halbert feeds. Broken up nicely that time by Stack. Stack stepping in, batting the ball out of bounds. And at the 3:57 mark of this first quarter, Milwaukee Lincoln will bring it in. Halbert to do the honors. Out it comes to Luckett. And positioning well is Superior, but Cutter goes over him, gets it. Brings it outside to Griffin. Greg Griffin. It won't drop. Luckett again. And a foul is coming up. The foul will go on Rob Moody. And again, Lincoln is really hitting the offensive boards.
Here's a replay. Goes up. Back up again, Luckett. You can see the foul being committed by Rob Moody. Now, one thing, Gary, Superior is positioning, but just the excellent jumping ability that Lincoln going up over the top of the rebound.
We have a timeout. The score 8-8 with 3:45 remaining in the first quarter. Let's pause now for these important. The scoring thus far is Moody with all 8 points for Superior and the multiple shots. The rebounding strength of Lincoln, and Luckett's at the line with a 2-shot foul. And Luckett has, I think, shown more than anything else what the difficulty is going to be for Superior. That's his toughness inside on the board.
They'll need none of. They are positioning well on defense. This is Superior, but they're also going to have to jump well, Gary.
5 points for Luckett. Rebound cleared quickly by Moody, and Lincoln with a 9-8 lead. The way it appears right now, Superior's going to have a tough time moving the ball inside. They're going to have to shoot a very good percentage to stay with this outstanding team from Milwaukee Lincoln. They jump extremely well and play, as you see, here's some pretty good defense. Out it comes to Doucette. Off it goes to Morgan. He's got a shot there. And look at Cutter go on for that one. Comes now to Griffin. Griffin will set it up. You've got Cutter, Luckett, and Lloyd, and you can't find 3 guys that can go up any higher than those 3. This is Lloyd now inside, and Lloyd is going to be called for charging.
We had Moody positioning extremely well in the lane. We'll see on the replay. Pass to Lloyd. There's the position by Moody. Contact being made by Houston Lloyd.
9-8. Lincoln by 1. 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Doucette will bring it down. Pass into Morgan. Off to Moody. He's getting most of the shots. He's got another one. He now has 10 points. And it's a 10-9 ball game in favor of Superior. Moody has hit 5 of 7. A steal attempt. Coming back is Moody with that knee guard on his left shin. Up to Morgan. Nice pass to Stack. And it's blocked by Houston Lloyd. Don Olson feels that should have been goaltending. He's up. The coach for Superior on the far side. 10-9. Superior leading. Did Lloyd go up and spike that one out? He's some jumper. Out to Halbert. Back to Griffin. Baseline it goes to Gutter. Rebound cleared by Dan Morgan. And Superior with a 1-point lead and possession of the basketball. Off to Moody again. Moody looking for his 6th field goal. And the rebound is cleared by Jerry Luckett. They're giving Moody that shot. I guess they figure they can let him have that if they can keep him outside.
Their penetration, they put him on the wing or baseline. They go 1-3-1 against it, Gary.
And Griffin gives Lincoln an 11-10 lead. Griffin with 6 points.
With their penetration, either the wingman will be open or the baseline. The way Superior is penetrating against a 2-3 zone.
Doucette brings it down. Off to Moody. You can see how they trap him. It goes in the side, and now Stack tries the shot, and he's fouled by Houston Lloyd, number 52. That's the second on Lloyd.
Here's the replay. Pass inside. Stack moves in. Went up for the shot. Lloyd went up to block it and got him with the body.
Well, Lincoln's been in foul difficulty most of this tournament, but Lloyd has not. It's been the other players that have been in the foul trouble. And at the line is Stack. Now, Stack, as we mentioned, has hit 13 of 14 free throws thus far in this state tournament. He's also hit 14 of 19 field goals. Say he's been finding the hole pretty well. That's his first point of the night. It's a tie ball game, 11-11. And it's still 11 all as Lloyd goes up. And when he goes up, you better head down to the other end, the way he controls the boards. Off to Griffin. Griffin from outside. Misses, and Morgan has it. And we have a foul on Lloyd, and that's his 3rd. Number 52, Lloyd, picked up 2 within seconds.
Here's a replay. Shot up off the glass, reaching around, trying to grab it for a jump ball, call for a foul from behind.
We're going to have a change now. Wendell Jones, number 14, comes in, and checking out will be Lloyd. So they give away a lot of height. Jones is 6'1". Lloyd, on the other hand, is 6'7". But, of course, Jones will move to a guard, and they'll move inside with Griffin, along with Gutter, who will now play the pivot, and the other forward, Luckett. Here's Halbert. 1:24 remaining in the first quarter. Jerry Luckett, the all-city performer. They average close to 20 points a game this year for Lincoln. Off to Wendell Jones, who's seeing a lot of action due to the injury to Hodge. Here's a shot by Albert, and a foul inside. A foul is going to go on Gutter, number 44, pushing off of Milwaukee Lincoln. And now we're going to have a technical foul. A technical foul called against Milwaukee Lincoln, and also up now is Don Olson looking on, the Superior Spartan coach.
We have a 1-on-1 also, the free throw and the technical. I'm not for sure what the technical was, possibly because the hand was not raised, Gary.
The bonus rule also in effect, the 15 foul, and Moselli's going to shoot him. Mark Moselli. The technical, we believe, was on Gutter, and I think you're right, John. He didn't raise his hand. We could not tell from this high up whether anything had been discussed or not on the way down the floor. And now Superior takes a 12-11 lead. Well, Coach Crawford has not felt that he has a good bench, but he's been forced to use his bench this tournament, and they've responded well thus far.
Well, Jones played exceedingly well last night, exceptionally well, I should say. Defensively and offensively, he filled the break well for them. Got a couple of key baskets in the fourth quarter.
Well, you can see why they chose Moselli. He's going to now shoot the technical. That was the 1-and-1 that he just converted on. Superior leading by 2. A lot of pressure on a situation like this, and this young man got all 3 of them. That guy's got ice water in his veins. 3 points for Moselli. 14-11. Superior with a 3-point lead with 1:12 left to go in the first quarter. Glad to have you with us on our final game of this 13-game, 59th annual WIAA State Basketball Tournament. Been a lot of fun. Bill Doucette will bring it down. Off it comes. The far side to Stack. To Morgan. Morgan brings it off to Moselli, and we have 3 seconds in the lane called against Superior.
But when he was caught inside, the one thing about the change here with Houston Lloyd out, with Jones back in the guard position, he and Halibut are extremely quick out front, and now they're starting to overplay the passing lanes.
This is Greg Griffin driving to the baseline. Thus far, though, Lincoln has not gotten the breaks going, racing down the court like we saw last night. This is Gutter from the baseline. 14-13. Lincoln trails by 1. That's the first 2 points for Gutter. And Gutter, you can expect to put in a lot before the night's over. As we mentioned, he got 29 points the first night. This is Rob Moody. And that's out of play. It'll be Lincoln's basketball. So Griffin will bring it in with 31 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Albert to be picked up by Doucette. Last night's game between Lincoln and North, you could hardly keep up with it as they went from one end of the floor with half-court passes, full-court passes, amazing quickness. This is Wendell Jones, number 14. Positioning well again is Morgan, and Superior is really boxing out well on the boards.
They boxed out well that time and started to jump. But as we said, Superior has to box and jump because Lincoln is an exceptionally jumping team.
And this is going to be the last shot of the first quarter of play. So after 8 minutes in this championship Class A game, Superior leads Milwaukee Lincoln 14-13. We'll be back with more state basketball coverage after we pause for these messages. All right, we start the second quarter. Morgan, number 33, to go up against Gutter. Thus far, Lincoln's hit 6 of 16 from the field. Superior 5 of 13. Rebounding-wise, and this is something to watch, Lincoln is leading in rebounding 14-8. Luckett has led the way. He has 6 caroms. Well, I guess, I don't know they're going to get that one, too. It's going to be Luckett.
Here's a replay coming back. We're in live action.
Well, I tell you, Luckett is credited with the basket. A remarkable deflection up. That's 7 points for Luckett. And Lincoln now with a 15-14 lead. Off it goes to Dan Morgan. Nice feed, Moselli, but blocked by Albert, taken over by Dan. And a battle for the ball, and it's going to be Superior's basketball. So now to bring it in will be Superior. You can see that the ability of Lincoln there again, coming over the back, able to get away with it because of their jumping ability and not picking up the foul. Moselli brings it off to Moody. Rob Moody now has 12 points in the game. He has 12 of the 16 points. Superior again leads 16-15. He's hit 6 of 9 from the field. Steal attempt by Morgan, but Griffin comes up with it. Good hustle on the part of Morgan. Griffin trying to convert before he gets back and does. 17-16. Griffin with 8 points. Greg Griffin, 6'3.5" senior. All-around player for this ball club. Very consistent in the turning. He's having a great turning. 18, 16 points on 2 respective nights, and off and going again tonight. Doucette brings it to Stack. Stack plays it off to Moody. Moody with a hot hand. Rebound cleared by Luckett, and a foul is going to go on Dan Stack, number 21.
Here's your instant replay. Shot by Moody from the corner. Ball misses. You'll watch Stack going up. Head position inside. Foul called.
That's the second foul now on Dan Stack, and we have a sub coming in. Checking into the ball game is Mark Polglaze, a 6-foot senior. He's number 23. Polglaze is checked in. He's guarding Griffin, and it goes inside to Gutter. And now Milwaukee Lincoln with a 19-16 lead. Gutter with 4 points. Lincoln getting that ball inside to Gutter and Luckett, getting it up over the outstretched arms of the Superior defense. That's Polglaze, played it off to Stack. Polglaze came in replacing Bill Doucette at the guard position. The point man trying to move it against the zone. Morgan to Polglaze. 6 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the first half. Moody outside. Boy, Moody is just right now carrying the Superior club. He has 14 of Superior's 18 points. Outstanding shooting. He's hit 7 from the field. Griffin driving. Polglaze has the ball for the Spartans, and Superior has a 16-game winning streak. Comes up. They defeated Marshfield in the sectional 56-54, a game that went right down to the wire. Marshfield was ranked 20th in the state at that time. Out it comes to Moselli. Moody again, partially blocked by Gutter. Stack has it. He's going to try a shot, and he got it. And all of a sudden, after 19-16, Superior now has taken a 20-19 lead. They come roaring right back. That's 3 points of the ball game now for Stack. Wendell Jones on the baseline. Gutter, and a foul will go on Polglaze.
Polglaze not quite getting his position defensively. Here's the replay. Gutter starts to drive, and you'll see coming in late was Polglaze, number 23.
That's his first, and that is the 4th team foul against Superior. So they're 1 away from the bonus. Albert will bring it into Wendell Jones. Jones brings it out to Luckett. He's deadly from there. And Lincoln takes the 21-20 lead. 9 points. An excellently played ball game here in this first half. 5 minutes remaining in it. Polglaze brings it down. Off it goes to Moody. See the movement by Superior. They move extremely well against the zone. They're not standing around at all. This is what's impressed everybody. They're passing. Off it goes to Moody. He got it. The foul will go on Halbert, and a chance for a 3-point play. 22-21.
On your instant replay, Moody coming in the middle of the zone. You just could see before the release with the lower part of the body, hip to hip. Foul call on Halbert.
16 points. There was a quick glance at Crawford, the coach of Milwaukee Lincoln. At the line will be Moody. Moody with 16 points. Chance for the 3-point play. He doesn't get it. Griffin with the rebound. Moody now unofficially has hit 8 of 13 from the field. 4:43 to go in a very fast-played and excellently played first half here in this championship game. Deflected by Stack, picked up by Moody. Feet on the baseline, Stack. And now you can see why Superior has been a surprising club. They move the ball extremely well. Stack with 5 points. Down it comes to Wendell Jones. 21 to go in this first half. Superior with a 3-point lead. On the baseline to Gutter. He brings it outside. Jones with a jumper. And Luckett is up high, and he had a hand on it. It will be Superior's basketball.
There was a case again, positioned by Superior, but the outstanding jumping ability. Lincoln still got a hand on that ball.
Well, there's some size on the Superior team, but they don't have real beef. You look at Moody, 6'5", and he's not what you would call a muscle man. So they're boxing well, but as you witness time and time again, Lincoln is going right up over him. Moselli. Pass inside. Morgan having trouble. He walked with it. Dan Morgan, a lot of traffic. But again, John, I'm impressed with Superior's ability to still get inside against the zone. They pass the ball so well.
Well, they're going to have to, because the outside shooting is pretty tough to make it last for 32 minutes, and Lincoln's very conscious of this, and Coach Bob Crawford is attempting to keep that ball on the outside position.
There's Luckett driving inside. A foul will go against Rob Moody.
Here's a replay.
The basket will count.
Excellent slide-in power move by Luckett, taking the ball up high on the board. He's fouled from behind by number 43, Moody.
So now a chance to tie the ball game up. There's Coach Crawford along with Wendell Jones conferring. That's the second foul now on Moody. 11 points in the ball game for Jerry Luckett. And it's a brand new ball game. 24-24 at the 3:41 mark of this first half. Polglaze will bring it down. Polglaze along with Doucette have alternated quite a bit. Polglaze, a 6-foot senior. Off it comes to Moody. Moody looking into Stack. Brings it back out to Polglaze. Back to Moody. Moody driving, feeds inside Moselli, and he has a lot of people above him. Griffin comes down to the rebound. He was intimidated there. You get inside, you really have some arms above you. Jones will try one. Nope. Instead goes into Luckett. And Luckett gives Lincoln a 26-24 lead.
Right now it appears that Lincoln is going to go inside because Rob Moody, who's been basically the offensive play for Superior, has 2 personal fouls, and I think they'd like to add 1 or 2 more to that.
That's 14 points now for Luckett. Here's Moody from outside. He's just shooting the eyes out of the basket. 26 all at the 2:55 mark. 18 points for Moody. Moody's tournament's 21, and he's approaching that here in the first half. Off to Halbert. Off it goes to Wendell Jones. This ball game has been a sizzler, and everybody here, I'm certainly up to what their expectations were. There's Luckett giving Lincoln again a 2-point lead, 28-26. Thus far, we have Luckett, as far as field goal shooting is concerned, 7 of 9, as he has been able to hit very well. Here's a shot by Stack. He tried to follow his own shot, got away from him, and at the 2:20 mark here, 28-26, Lincoln leading Superior. We have a timeout, and we're going to be back with more of our Class A championship game after we pause for these messages. Well, there's a close-up of some of the fans here attending this game. A good crowd on hand at the UW Fieldhouse. Lincoln with a 2-point lead, possession of the basketball, 2:18 to go in the first half. Albert along with Jones operating for Lincoln. It goes on the baseline to Gutter. It's been Moody's outstanding shooting along with Luckett. We have a jump ball now as Moselli goes down, gets a piece of the ball along with Wendell Jones. Moselli, a 6'1 junior. Luckett has hit 5 of 5 in the second quarter, 7 of 8 for the game. Moody for the game is 9 of 14 from the field. Ira Fistel doing an excellent job as always on the statistical end of this broadcast. And a foul now on Greg Griffin, his second.
Here's our instant replay. The jump ball thrown up, tipped out. Second tip for control. Foul on Griffin.
So now at the line will be Stack. Stack has already hit his 2 free throws he's attempted. He has 5 points in the game. A correction on Stack. He's 1 of 2. 1 of 2, so he's only missed 2 this entire tournament. 5 points for Stack. 28-26. He's looking right into that Milwaukee Lincoln cheering section. They're letting him know it. So now he can tie it up. 28-27. It's been Stack and Moody carrying the offensive load. Stack with 6 points. Moody in the game with a total of 18. Trying to tie it up with the 2:03 mark of this second quarter, and does. 28-28. It's been tied at 28 all, 26 all, and 24 all. Here down the waning minutes of this first half of action. Albert gives off to Greg Griffin. Griffin can hit from there, and it won't go. Rebound is cleared. A new man in is Pat Paquette, number 51, who had the carom. A pass intercepted. Jones batted it down. Luckett's got it. 28 all. 1:43 to go. First half. Off to Wendell Jones. Jones brings it out to Halbert. A substitution getting ready to come into the Superior lineup. Jones again. And Wendell Jones gives Lincoln a 30-28 lead. First 2 points of the ball game for Wendell Jones.
Each time Lincoln has gotten possession of the ball, Coach Bob Crawford has motioned, go to the left side facing the basket. They want that ball at least looked inside to Luckett.
Sack playing catch along with Morgan. 1:15. Off it goes to Paquette. Morgan trying to pass it with the quick hands. Luckett deflected it. And that's the quickness we've seen the entire tournament by Lincoln.
Lincoln's tightened up the ball position defensively on their zone, covering it extremely tight, Gary.
There's Gutter missing, and we've got a foul on Griffin, and that'll be 3 on him. That's going to hurt Milwaukee Lincoln's cause. Now 2 players, Lloyd and Griffin, have 3 fouls each. Number 15 coming in for Superior. That is Tom Ellis, a 6-foot junior with a 6-point average. As Superior now has a chance to tie it up once again. At the line will be Dan Morgan, both teams in the bonus. And now coming into the Lincoln lineup is going to be Zachary Martin, a 6-foot senior. We saw him very briefly last night in the game against Milwaukee North. Our 1-and-1. The guy we haven't seen thus far is James Hodge. As we mentioned, he sprained an ankle last night and thus far in this ball game. And it's a brand new game again, 30-30, with 57 seconds to go in the first half. Now coming in will be Ellis. Ellis coming in, and Morgan will check out for Superior. That was the first 2 points in the ball game now for Morgan, who hit both of those free throws. Ellis had to wait until he finished shooting to come in. And now Gene Calhoun, one of the officials for the game, wiping up some perspiration from the lane area. Well, you can't be any closer than we are right now, 30-30.
Had an excellent first half so far. Both teams completely competitive. Both teams under control, playing their style of play. I don't believe either one of them has really changed the tempo or changed the other team to their tempo of play, Gary.
We mentioned Superior's won 3 state titles. Their last, though, was way back in 1936. The last for Lincoln was in 1967. They were here in a consolation champs in 69. That's not backcourt, as it was touched that time by a stack of Superior. Zachary Martin to Halbert. Wendell Jones inside the gutter position, but he stepped on the baseline. Boy, he really controlled it well that time, but he ran out of room. In this second quarter, Superior from the field has hit 6 of 10. Lincoln 8 of 12. Just sizzling shooting. We expected that because both these teams have really been shooting the ball well. Now Superior is going to go for the last shot of the first half with 28 seconds remaining. 30-30, Superior against Milwaukee Lincoln. Gary Bender along with John Pallas on hand, and we've certainly enjoyed these 13 games to you from this 59th annual tourney. First time it's had 3 classes since 1938. And the rebound by Luckett with 10 seconds. Lincoln now hustle down. Luckett with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the first half is going to come to a close in a virtual standoff. Milwaukee Lincoln 30, Superior 30. We'll be back with our halftime at Right Buzz for these important messages. 30-30 between Milwaukee Lincoln and the very fine ball club from Superior. And John, I guess really it's lived up to all expectations.
Well, it definitely has. Neither team gotten a hold on the game where they forced the other to change their style of play. We've had some exceptional shooting as we have all tournament by both ball clubs. Luckett, very good shooting first half, and so Rob Moody from Superior.
Well, one thing you want to watch very closely is the foul situation. Greg Griffin and Houston Lloyd have 3 each.
They have 3 each. And if we were correct that Stack and Moody have 2 each for Superior. So both ball clubs could be in serious problem. Right now, Lincoln far more.
John, you wonder how long Superior can continue to shoot that well from outside against that zone.
Well, it appears they're just about going to have to. We talked about them going inside. They went inside, and the ball was rejected by the great leaping abilities by Lincoln. So it appears they're going to have to continue shooting as well as they have to stay in the ball game to be able to be in contention to possibly defeat Lincoln. Lincoln continues their defense, tightening up on the outside, shutting off the passing lanes that they have can cause problems for Superior.
Well, I guess we told you before this game started we had the 2 best shooting clubs coming into this game, and they certainly have lived up to that. Well, we're going to continue with more of our halftime activities in this game between Lincoln and Superior. But right now, let's take this important timeout. 30-30, Milwaukee Lincoln against Superior in the battle for the Class A state championship. With a guest on the floor, here's Randy Allen.
Our halftime guest is Doug Martin, head basketball coach at Wausau West High School. Coach, in analyzing this first half of play, the things they have to do to stay with Milwaukee Lincoln.
Right, Superior's playing a very good ball game. They're going to have to continue doing the same thing the second half if they want to stay with them. You know, Lincoln's really big and tough inside, and one of the things that Superior does very well, I think, on the defense is to block out on the boards. And, of course, this is something they've got to keep up, and they've got to keep shooting the way they have been also.
Milwaukee Lincoln runs a great deal, and they seem to have slowed them down somewhat, too.
Right. Well, they're shooting well. And of course, when you shoot well, you can't break. I mean, the other team can't break. And the other thing is they're slowing down that outlet pass, I think, by pressuring the rebounder when he gets the ball. So they're doing a very good job.
Well, it'll be critical for Superior to give some of the ball players rest in the second half in order to keep up the pace that they might not be accustomed to, that Lincoln is.
Well, Superior tries to move too. You know, I've seen them play in 3 games now, and they try to move the ball quickly up the court. They pass the ball very well. Well, they're doing this too, by the way. But I think that they've rested most of their kids the first half, all except for Moody and Stack. They're 2 outstanding ball players, and I think they'll be ready to run the second half. You know, in a third game like this, a championship game, the adrenaline flows, and I don't think they'll need that much rest.
One last question, Coach. I guess that 3-class system has been very popular this season.
Well, been a real good tournament. I had questions asked them if they want to run in the same format that they have, but I know all the Class C schools are real happy to be down here, and all the Class B and the Class A, but I think the game setup probably will have to be looked at because it gets to be an awful long day.
Thanks, Coach, for joining us after.
Right. Thank you.
Wausau West basketball coach Doug Martin. Now let's go back upstairs with Gary Bender.
There's part of the Milwaukee-Lincoln cheering section. 30-30, our halftime score between Lincoln and Superior. Going to be back to visit with John Roberts of the WIAA, but right now, let's pause for these messages. Director of the WIAA, John Roberts. And now, about 12 and a half games later, we're with John. And John, how you holding up?
Well, Gary, I think I can make it if you can. After all, you've been involved in every ball game also, and so I think we'll kind of match coins at the end of this ball game.
John, let me say this. I've heard nothing but good things about the three-class system. Everybody I've talked to, I should say just about everybody I've talked to, seems to be very pleased with the tourney.
Well, Gary, I think that's a fair assessment. I think that generally our school people are satisfied with the opportunity that we've given now the different sizes of schools to come to Madison. I think the type of play that we've seen on the part of the C and B schools has been tremendously important in their finding it a successful venture. All in all, I would say that our schools are definitely accepting this three, and I think now it behooves us to try to work out some of the wrinkles, if that's possible, so that all aspects of it can be found more satisfying. For instance, the fact that we have some empty seats tonight bothers us. It may be merely because of the Superior and the distance there, and Milwaukee, the distance there, and the following, not bringing in the fans that we normally expect for a final game. That may be just a one-time happening, so we have to kind of look at it overall, and from the standpoint of success, yes, we think it has been successful.
Well, John, let me tell you, as part of this broadcast team, how much we appreciate you and your staff for the excellent cooperation. I tell you, you really do a lot of work.
Well, Gary, you know, it makes it a lot easier when we have people like you and Johnny and Terry and the gang to work with. It's been a tremendous experience for us with the way the telecast has been put together, working with you, and the cooperation we've received from your end. So it's very mutual. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again.
You betcha.
All right, sir. We're going to be back now with the opening tip-off of the second half of play with a score 30-30 between Lincoln and Superior. Right now, let's take a timeout for these messages. That's Robert Crawford, the head basketball coach of the Comets of Milwaukee-Lincoln, ranked number 1. Ball club that came in here 24-0, their 7th trip to state. And I'll tell you, they're seeking their 6th to the state finals. They won it each time, so they're trying to keep that record intact. But somebody has something to say about that somebody being Superior. The way they've been shooting this first half, they're very much in this game. They've hit 11 of 24 from the field. Lincoln 14 of 29. Rebounding surprisingly close. Lincoln leading by 2, 18-16. Moody leading with 18 points in the ball game, followed by Luckett of 16 of Lincoln. Lincoln with the ball, that's Luckett. And very quickly, Lincoln takes a 32-30 lead. Luckett having by far his best game of the state tourney.
He has first half, definitely so. We give Lincoln credit and Coach Crawford. They're taking advantage of that size difference of 6'3" against 6'7" in the pivot.
That's 8 of 9 from the field, believe it or not, for Luckett. So that shows you how exceptionally good he's been. This is Stack, bringing it off to Dan Morgan. Morgan will try one. Lloyd goes up. He's playing with 3 fouls. He hasn't seen a lot of action. He picked him up in a hurry, but he goes up and takes over. 32-30. Rebound by Morgan. He brings it out to Danny Stack. Stack hustling down. Stack's only taken 4 shots in this game. Here's Moody. He missed one. He hasn't missed very many. He's going to follow with this one, and he got it. Moody has just literally kept this ball club 2 all. Tell you, Rob Moody is going to be a strong candidate for the MVP. Here's Griffin. Rebound, Lloyd. You can see his presence back in there. It's tipped up by Luckett. Luckett follow tipping. 34-32. Luckett now 9 of 10 from the field. He's had foul difficulty most of this tournament, but here tonight he's been in there all the way, and you can see the difference. He had 10 points the first night, 17 the second night. And tonight already has surpassed both those totals. 6:25 to go in the third quarter, as he has a total of 20 points already in the game. Out it comes now to Dan Stack. He can hit him. 34-34. The game was tied 7 times in the first half. Moselli intercepts it. A follow shot is up. It's in by Gutter, and a foul on Moselli, number 45.
Here's a replay. Long pass being made. Number 51, Moselli, and Griffin going to the floor. Here's a shot up by Gutter. Coming in, making the contact for the personal foul, number 45.
So his first personal foul at the line, Gutter. Chance for a three-point play. He got it. And it's 37-34. 7 points in the ball game for Gutter. You saw Gutter that time. Great body control. Going up, suspending himself in the air, getting the basket, and also the three-point play. Stack will bring it down. Superior down by 3 points. Been a close game most of the way, as very few breathing points have been put in. And now here is Stack cutting it to 1. 37-36. Stack with 11 points. Superior tournament. Not a pun intended on that, but he has. He's been able to do an outstanding job of hitting outside. Gutter off to Griffin, intended inside for Luckett, and Moody comes out with it. Moody plays it off to Stack. Down. And now we have a timeout. Some debris, I believe, has been thrown on the court, and Gene Calhoun will race over. It's like one of those homemade airplanes.
The last time down, it appeared that Lincoln posted Gutter low and Luckett on about a medium-high post position. So they might be trying to take advantage of both of those height advantages.
Thus far, Stack is 4 of 6. He missed his first 2. Now he's hit 4 in a row. That's Stack number 21. He's starting to heat up for Superior. 37-36. Superior trying to take the lead on this time down the floor, working against his zone. Morgan's going to try one. Well, I'll tell you, it's been no mistake that this is a good basketball team. Superior has been hitting like this the entire tournament. That's the entire tournament. Here's Luckett. Rebound is cleared by Morgan. Morgan coming out of a real jam. Shot 66% the first game, 55% the second game, and they've just been sizzling in this game. They're close to 50. Don Olson says they shoot for that. And in 15 different games this year, Superior has shot 50% or better from the field. Morgan again. Rebound. Gutter. Gutter had position all the way. It's tough on those defensive boards against Lincoln. Goes to Luckett. Luckett, by the way, has hit 7 straight before the last miss just a moment ago. They're trying to outdo each other in the shooting department. Superior with the lead, and they did have it until Gutter put that one in. And now it's 39-38. 9 points in the ball game for Gutter. It was tied at half, 30 all. Here in the second half has been tied once. We've had 8 ties in the game. Both ball clubs shooting the eyes out of the basket. Moselli. They leave him alone. He's going to try one, and way high goes Luckett with a rebound. Lincoln not trying to run that break like they did as much last night.
No, they're not. It appears they're very content coming down, looking into Gutter low or to Luckett low.
39-38. In it goes to Luckett. Brings it outside to Griffin. Inside again to Luckett. They're collapsing on him. Here's Halbert from outside. Rebound Morgan. And Morgan almost run over by Houston Lloyd. Off it goes to Rob Moody. Moselli. Moselli brings it outside. Stack off to Moselli once again. Moselli, the only junior on the starting lineup. And Stack continues to hit from outside. He's picking left off. 40-39. 13 points for Stack. It was Moody in the first half that was carrying Superior, and now Stack has taken over the scoring honors. There's a pass intercepted by Moody. Moody reaching in. They're collapsing inside now on that ball.
Far more. They're trying to take the ball tight. Clapton's on the weak side, as well as try to front on the ball side by their other defenders.
Here's Moody from the corner. And the rebound by Lloyd. Lloyd at 6'7". Coach Crawford says he's the hardest working basketball player he's got. After last night, he was very, very impressive. He doesn't shoot very often, but he's going to try one here. The rebound by Gutter, and a foul will go on Moody. And that's 3 on Rob Moody, and they can ill afford to get him into foul difficulty.
Here's your replay. Shot taken. Gutter going up strong. Coming in from behind is Rob Moody.
The winner, but at Century, we still feel that how you play the game is important too. Century, one of our sponsors for the course of this tournament. Here's Lloyd's follow, and we have a foul. This one will go on number 21, Dan Stack. Stack committing the foul.
Here's the replay. Ball's tossed in. Lloyd came up strong right through the hands and the shoulder of Stack for his 3rd personal foul.
We have a substitution for Superior. Tom Ellis has come in replacing Moselli. Now we have a timeout. with 2:53 remaining in the third quarter. Superior leads Milwaukee Lincoln 40-39. We'll be back with more after we pause for these messages. Well, there's some of the cheering section for Superior. It's a long trip down from Superior. And they've got a pretty good representation on hand for this game. We stand corrected on one name. We apologize to Stack. It's Mike Stack. I think we've referred to him on occasion to Dan Stack. It's Mike Stack, who is number 21 for Superior. Houston Lloyd at the line. That's his first point. He just hasn't played much. He's been in foul trouble most of this ball game. 40-40 the score. A rebound cleared by Morgan. Again, you see Superior doing a good job boxing out, particularly on that rebound. And here comes Mike Stack, the co-captain, the number 2 scorer. He had 42 points coming into tonight's game. On the baseline, it goes to Ellis. Stack has hit 5 straight. Here's a jumper, missing. Rebound by Gutter and a foul with Paquette, number 51.
Here's a replay. Missed shot. Paquette coming up over the shoulder of Gutter, number 44.
Gutter again showing his jumping ability. I tell you, that's a real tough, formidable line when you look at Luckett at 6'7", Gutter at 6'5.5", and Lloyd 6'7". A lot of colleges don't have that much size. Here's Lloyd once again. And Paquette's got it. Boy, he went up for that one. He brings it off on the near side to Ellis. He really horsed it out of there. Now this is Mike Stack. Up it goes to Tom Ellis. Ellis just can't get the baseline on the quickness of Luckett. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. 40-40 in this Class A championship game. Mike Stack gives it off to Morgan. Morgan on the baseline to Ellis. And Luckett goes up. He batted it out of bounds. And it will be Superior's ball. Paquette's doing a good job inside.
He's gone to the boards very hard for them. And he'll need to on their offensive end to give them at least a second effort when they do miss.
That was Don Olson just a moment ago, the Superior coach, up and yelling some instructions in. It comes out to Ellis. Inside 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Ellis outside will try another one. Tipped out again by Luckett. It'll be Superior's ball, and getting up now slowly, or not even getting up really, is Moody. Moody was shaken up. He is hurt. He's down on his hands and knees. And boy, I'll tell you, Superior cannot afford to lose this young man. He and Stack both had 3 personal fouls. Brad Sherman, the University of Wisconsin trainer now, with a red coat coming into the picture to look over Rob Moody. Moody has 20 points. He's hit 10 of 19. There's a very concerned Superior bench. As we wait now, we have an official's timeout. Why don't you drink milk for vitality? A tip from the ADA of Wisconsin. And there's the cheering section as they see Moody up. Moody a little groggy, a little shaky, but looks like he's going to be able to continue.
He might have got a little contact under the bat. Contact sport of basketball. But I'll tell you what, the board work by both ball clubs has been very physical, and he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him, but appears to be okay right now.
Well, Superior, with Moody and Stack carrying the load, the 1-2 punch thus far. One of the big, I think, keys to this game is whether Stack and Moody can stay out of any more foul trouble. Now we look at the Lincoln bench. That's Lloyd, who's in foul trouble with 3. Robert Crawford, the coach of Milwaukee Lincoln, as Lincoln trying to win their 6th state title. You know, when you need financial help, it's as close as your Wisconsin full-service bank. Well, John, we've got about, 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the state tourney. It's really been enjoyable, and you think about all the things that have happened, it's almost impossible to summarize it. But one thing I want to bring up, I understand the University of Wisconsin basketball team may be making a trip to Japan.
That's correct, Gary. We've been invited by the Japanese Basketball Federation to play 8 basketball games in 6 major cities in Japan this summer, July 15th to August 1. Elroy Hirsch has been given permission to fully investigate and to receive authorization for approval for us to go there, and we're very hopefully looking forward to it, to represent Wisconsin, the Big Ten, and the United States.
You don't need a play-by-play announcer to go, do you?
Well, we might work it out.
Okay, Mike Stack will bring it in now for Superior. Off it comes now to Moody. Outside now to Tom Ellis. 40-40 the score. Superior hanging in there tough against the number 1 ranked Milwaukee Lincoln team. Morgan. Dan Morgan. And Superior has a 42-40 lead. Morgan with 6 points. So now Lincoln will bring it in. Superior continues to hit. That's the key. 20 in the ball game now. Outside playing the guard position. And it goes to Lloyd. Back out to Halbert. Albert's seen a lot of action due to the injury to Hodge. Shot by Lloyd. We have a foul inside, and it's against Ellis, number 15. An all-city performer. Been in foul trouble most of this tourney. He has the ability, according to Coach Carver, to shoot with either the left or right hand. He has 20 points. Lloyd tries to follow. We've got another foul. This one's on Morgan.
Excuse me, Gary. There's a case where he didn't move in quite quick enough. Lloyd gained position, and with that size and ability to jump, got it well above the rim.
Lloyd hits the free throw. 42-41. Lloyd has 2 points. He averaged 14.5 rebounds per ball game. 3 points for Lloyd. 42-42 the score. A minute 21 remaining in the third quarter of action. Class B, Class C's been decided. Sheboygan Falls, the Class B champion. Class C, McFarland. Those games played this afternoon. A shot up by Paquette. A foul will go on Gutter, and a chance for a three-point play.
Here's a replay. Ball passed inside to Paquette. He looks for Moody, turns, jumps, goes up. Hand-to-hand contact.
And Gutter's going to leave the ball game. Number 14, Wendell Jones, comes in replacing him. So they'll get Gutter out of there. The minute 10 to go in this third quarter. Paquette done a very good job. There's a close-up of Mike Gutter. 45-42. Superior with a three-point lead. They've led by 3 twice in this ball game. 3 points a game for Paquette. A big three-point play. Off it goes to Lloyd. Brings it outside to Halbert. Intercepted. Mike Stack on the drive for Superior. And he's off balance, followed by Paquette. And with the ball is Ellis. 48 seconds. Out it comes to Morgan. Ellis from the corner. And the rebound. Here we go. Off to Halbert. And Halbert scores, and a foul will be on Morgan. So at 37 seconds, a chance to tie it up.
Halbert going in. You'll see the contact. Tried to slow down. Tried to avoid it. Hit the leg of Halbert for the personal foul.
Well, we went from one end to the other, but Lincoln pulled it off. And now, Halbert has a chance to tie it up with 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and does. 3 points in the ball game for Halbert. So both teams now have exchanged three-point plays. Paquette and Halbert. Now let's see if Superior goes for the last shot of the third quarter. That's what they're going to do. 45 all. It was 30-30 at halves. Superior led at the first quarter 14-13. And so it just can't get much closer than it has been.
At the end of the first half, Superior took their shot a little earlier than it appeared they wanted to, because the Lincoln came back and got another shot. I'm sure that Coach is going to wait till around 10 seconds now to move to go for the one shot.
6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Ellis from the corner. He got it with 2 seconds. And that is the end of the third quarter. Superior leads Milwaukee Lincoln 47-45. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter after we pause for these messages. 47-45. Superior on top. Hit a jumper at the buzzer. So we have 8 minutes with which to decide this Class A state championship. Boy, this has been a good one. Gutter number 44 going up against Morgan number 33. Gutter controls the tip off to Jerry Luckett, off to Halbert. Halbert will set it up for Lincoln. Off it goes to Houston Lloyd. And Lloyd has tied it up 47-47. 5 points for Houston Lloyd. Superior will bring it down. Mike Stack, the point man against this zone. Off it goes to Morgan. Moselli, number 45, is checked back in for Superior. Morgan Pride. I tell you, they're just going to have to finally run out of time, because everybody is matching shots here. Who has the ball last may win this one. 8 points now for Morgan. Albert plays it off to Griffin. 30 seconds has gone by in this fourth quarter. Outside. Tipped up by Gutter, and then Moody's got it. Rob Moody brings it out. That time, Gutter just couldn't quite pull it off, but was he up on that one? He was all by himself up above the rim. Off to Morgan. Morgan, cross court to Moselli. Moselli shot. And Superior now has a 4-point lead. That's the biggest lead they've had in the second half. 51-47. They've led by 3, but not by as many as 4. Up it goes to Houston Lloyd. Lloyd had one a while ago. Rebound inside Luckett. He couldn't get it. It's being fought for. Who's got it? Finally, Griffin's got it. Great effort that time by Milwaukee Lincoln. 51-49. Superior by 2. Boy, I tell you, it is tough under the boards. Morgan brings it out to Mike Stack. Gives it back to Morgan. Morgan hit one a while ago, and he's got another one. Just phenomenal shooting. 53-49, 10 points for Morgan. I don't think you can see anybody shoot the ball better, and we're seeing right now. Griffin backs up. This is a great finish to this 59th annual state basketball tournament. Gutter's going to try one. With a rebound, Luckett, and a foul inside. The foul is on Pat Paquette, number 51. That's his second personal foul.
Here's the replay. Shot up. What's the box out on the board? It goes up. It moved in when both of them were in the air.
I tell you, Luckett has that ability, doesn't he, John, to be where the ball is when it comes off the boards.
Well, he moves well when the ball's in the air. When you have free time from hand to basket, Gary, you have about 1 to 2 seconds normally to gain position.
He's 2 of 4 from the free throw line, a 1-and-1 in effect, as that was the 15th foul against Superior. Interestingly enough, Lincoln has only 1 personal foul.
And this might be the biggest factor we've had so far in the ball game.
Luckett now with 21 points. He can cut it to 2. 53-51. And Superior has really done well at the free throw line, so they'd like to get there, obviously, but only 1 team foul against Milwaukee Lincoln. Morgan brings it out to Mike Stack. Stack from outside. Tipped out. And this time Lloyd saves it in the deep corner. So now, with a chance to tie it up, Milwaukee Lincoln, 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Up it goes Griffin. Griffin trying to feed inside, and I think we have a charging foul on Griffin and 2. But
here's a replay. Halibut passing off to Griffin. Penetrates, goes, positionary, came down on the defensive flare.
so we have a substitution. Wendell Jones, 14 coming in. Superior still with a 2-point lead. Just under 5.5 minutes to go. And Superior heads up the floor. The Cinderella team of this 59th annual tournament. Mike Stack, off to Moselli. 5:15 remaining. Off to Morgan. Or they can shoot from those point areas against the zone. Morgan again. 55-51. A 4-point lead. 5 points for Paquette, who's come in and given them a real lift. Here is Gutter from the baseline. Very quickly, it's 55-53. Lincoln scoring theirs in a hurry. Superior working it around. 11 points now for Gutter.
Now when Superior moves the ball to the baseline where they're playing Moody, they have difficulty getting the ball back.
Here's Moody from the corner.
When you shoot it in like that, you don't have to get it back.
Holy cow, 22 points for Moody. It's just almost, you're just out of style if you don't hit every shot in this game. There's one they missed. Rebound fought for, and Moselli's got it for Superior. Superior the 4-point lead, 4:15 to go. And they'll take their time bringing it down now. You expect Lincoln to be pressuring here after a while because time is going to become very, very important. Stack plays it off to Morgan. Giving chase is Wendell Jones. Moody in the corner gets it to Paquette. Nice fake, but he traveled with it. So now we're going to have a timeout called by Milwaukee Lincoln with 3:58 remaining. The score, Superior 57, Milwaukee Lincoln 53. Timeout for these important messages. Well, there's the mascot of Milwaukee Lincoln. John, in this fourth quarter, Superior has hit 5 of 7 shots from the field.
Can't do much better than that, Gary. The point here with the timeout that Coach Crawford has taken. Be interesting to see if they've changed their defense and might come out to pressure more with 3:54 to go.
Superior shooting almost an even 50% unofficially. 24 of 50 from the field. 4-point lead for Superior. Shot outside by Luckett. And now here comes the pressure we were expecting. Time starting to become very important. 3:43 remaining. 57-53 the score. And it comes to Moody. The Superior's up against it. He gets it off to Stack. Mike Stack holding up. Had it away from him. And we've got a jump ball. Stack and Luckett will jump it up.
When he picked up, here's the replay. Picked up the dribble. There's no outlet pass. Good defense by Lincoln, by both players, Luckett and stack as well, going for the loose ball.
There's that quickness we talked about. Luckett reaching in with a hand and getting a piece of the ball and eventually a jump.
Here's a tip play. I would assume he's going to try to tip straight ahead to Houston Lloyd. They'll break number 20, number 14 straight away.
He didn't jump up. He backed out of the circle, so it'll be Lincoln's basketball. That's a good thing to point out. You don't see that happen very often. So he backed out instead of going up, and you can't do that. So they at least stopped the tip drill that way. They had to take it out of bounds. You have to really worry about Lincoln getting the ball down in a hurry. This is Luckett. 3:21 remaining. 57-53. Superior by 4 points. Feet inside. Broken up by Moody. Saved by Jones. He dribbled it off his foot, I thought. Maybe not. We stand corrected. Like to see a replay. As Lincoln now, they bring it outside. Jones plays it off to Halbert. 3 minutes, 8 seconds. Off it goes on the baseline. Jones, feed inside to Luckett, and Luckett is fouled. Paquette committing the personal foul. That is his third. That's 51.
Here's the replay. Pass inside. Penetrates baseline. There he moved in.
Well, you can see on that replay, they're exactly right on that one. 2 shots, and Luckett missed the first one. Boy, he doesn't miss very many. 22 points for Luckett, his high of the tournament. A 4-point lead for Superior. An air ball. They'll have to take it out on the side. I think that shows, John, how physically demanding this tournament has been. So now Superior at the 3:02 mark will bring it in. In it comes in the backcourt to Morgan. Boy, look at the pressure now. It is tough. They get it off to Moselli. Moselli picks up the ball, intercepted by Wendell Jones. Jones now outside with it. Still 57-53 into Luckett. Look at them collapse on Luckett. Jones feeds inside to Gutter. And a foul on Paquette again. That's 4 on Paquette.
Here's a replay. Pass inside. Position body coming in when the player was suspended in the air.
Well, Bill Doucette has checked in. Excuse me, John.
But here's, we talked about the foul situation. It's still 2 on Lincoln. So Superior's a long way from getting to the line.
At the line is Gutter, and they have missed again. And now trapped is Moody. He gets it out to Stack. They've got a 3-on-1. Moselli going in. He got it. 7 points for Moselli. A big basket. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Wendell Jones feeds into Luckett. Luckett will attempt one and gets it. 59-55. Luckett now with 24 points. And now Superior is going to call timeout. With 2:18 remaining. Superior with a 4-point lead over Lincoln. 59-5.
They have the whole tournament, the 59th WIAA State Championship, down 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. 4 points difference. 59-55, Superior leading. It's been a great ball game, Gary, and a great tournament.
Well, it certainly is. Here's Robert Crawford, the Milwaukee Lincoln coach. He's trying now to, it was interesting. He got up and applauded after those 2 missed free throws, trying to keep his team from getting discouraged, to start panicking, because when it mounts, it really mounts when you come down the stretch in a game like this.
Well, he does, and he was trying to show his team that he was loose as well and wanted them to play the same way. And I tell you what, everybody can talk about it. When that young man stepped up there with the pressure on a whole season, the score is very tight, and he shoots a free throw. An air ball in such an edge case can be very embarrassing, but the coach gave him a little boost there, like a pat to the tail end. And they just keep playing. They played a great game for us.
A lot of pressure on Superior because they've got to bring it up against this full court pressure, and nobody is any quicker than Milwaukee Lincoln.
That's true, and when they double team up, Gary, they're leaving the man at the basket completely go. They're sort of bumping positions up on the floor, guarding 4 people with 5 and leaving the longest pass open.
Okay, we're ready to go now. To play it in is going to be Mike Stack. He gets it into Moody, and he's trapped immediately. Return pass, broken up. Wendell Jones has got it. Brings it back to Luckett. Far side, shot up by Halbert, no good. Tipped up and in by Griffin. Griffin is back in, playing with 4 fouls. It's 59-57. A 2-point lead for Lincoln. Here's Doucette. He's going to bring it himself across the timeline. He almost threw it away. Moody's able to keep it in play. Back to Doucette, back to Moody. Inside, 2 minutes to go. Superior with a 2-point lead. Out it comes to Doucette. They're going to work very carefully now. Doucette is run into by Halbert. That's his second personal foul.
Here's a replay. Doucette with the ball. Looks, comes back, defensive player moves in, Halbert, for the personal foul.
But as we mentioned, John, that is only the third team foul, so they're still 2 away from being at the free throw line. So it comes in, a steal by Griffin. And it's 59. A minute 38 remaining. The full court pressure now. In it comes to Moselli. Back it goes to Stack. Off to Bill Doucette. Doucette has it batted away, and he's fouled by Halbert. That's 4 team fouls. So again, they'll take it out of bounds.
From this point on, both teams will be in the bonus. Here's a replay. Goes up. Across with the knee. Right knee made contact.
Well, that's the 3rd foul on Halbert, but they're still 1 away from the bonus. You imagine Superior would love to be at the free throw line the way they shoot.
Coach Crawford is that time on the inbound pass.
Thus far, Superior, their times at the line in the first half were 9 of 11. Stacked inside. He gets it out, but not in time. 3 seconds.
The pressure defense has been very good for Lincoln. Coach Crawford now calling for a timeout.
So he gets the timeout with 1:14 remaining. Lincoln, along with Superior, 59-59. There's Don Olson, the coach of Superior, talking things over. And I tell you, Lincoln, the entire tournament, has shown us the ability to precipitate the turnover. Their ability to turn it over twice and have pulled into a tie.
They have, and some people might not have come out to the full court pressure as early as Coach Crawford did, but all the marbles are on the table. I tell you, he called them out early and wanted to make sure that they had a chance, even if they didn't cause a turnover early.
Well, you know, it takes an awful lot of effort to catch up like this. Now with a minute 14, they've got a chance to take the lead. And there's Crawford, very composed. Almost looks like he's patient as he's showing the poise that I'm sure that these young men now are really much appreciative of. In a situation like this, that's one of the toughest things to do.
Well, you see there in the huddle, full authority. He's speaking, every player listening, and he wants to make sure they know exactly what they're going to do on offense, and the people they primarily want to get the ball to first and what their secondary offensive thrust will be, who will take the shot.
Now, one thing we might bring up, the next foul will put Superior at the free throw line. 4 team fouls. All right, Halbert will bring it down. 59 all. 1:12 remaining in this championship game. Off it goes to Wendell Buzz. You can just slice the tension now. It's broken up. Luckett saves it. 57 seconds. Off to Griffin. Griffin brings it out to Halbert. He looks, doesn't shoot. To Jones. Well, they might go for one shot here. Put all their marbles on one shot, but I got to believe they're setting something up. Luckett brings it out now with 43 seconds. Off to Griffin. 40 seconds remaining. Griffin backing up, trying to spread it out a little bit. They're ever so dangerous. 34 seconds. Don Olson up, yelling instructions into Superior. Jones having a little trouble. Brings it out to Halbert. 29 seconds. There is Griffin on the drive. No whistle. He's in the corner, dribbling around. He's going to pass outside to Jones with 20 seconds to go. 18 seconds. 15 seconds. Griffin's got it again. 13 seconds and calls timeout with 12 seconds remaining. 59 all, and very, very close that time. The ball being turned over, but Griffin was able to maintain control.
Well, they took the breath away from the crowd here about 3 times, Gary, both for Lincoln and Superior, thinking it would be a turnover, but they've accomplished exactly what it appears Coach Bob Crawford wanted to do, was to play that clock, control it. They assumed that Superior would play their normal 1-3-1 zone defense, keep the ball out. Now they've got it down to 12 seconds. Enough time, second or third tip if they do miss.
Well, there's some of the excitement here at the UW Fieldhouse. Nobody's leaving this ball game.
Another point there, Gary, on the timeout, Coach Crawford took out his big man, Houston Lloyd, put in Jones, a quick ball handler, so he had his best 5 ball handlers on the floor at that time to delay the game.
Well, Gene Calhoun, the official, Griffin number 34, will bring it in. 59 all with 12 seconds to go. Hang on. Off it goes down the corner to Luckett. Back to Griffin. Into Luckett on the baseline. It's in. With 7 seconds remaining. And timeout is going to be called with 5 seconds. And so now Lincoln has a 61-59 lead with 5 seconds remaining. Luckett with 26 points, and he'll never have 2 bigger ones than that.
Well, he's had a super game, and they went to the person they wanted to, the one that's really carried him offensively, basically for the game. They gave it to him on the baseline. He wheeled to his right, and he came back and put that ball up with his left hand, Gary.
Well, as we said earlier, Coach Crawford said he can shoot left or right-handed, and that certainly points that out. There you see a very stoic crowd, a very nervous Superior crowd, and there's an excited Lincoln team. They're 5 seconds away from their school's 6th state championship.
I'd like to remember a few years ago, a young man by the name of Lamont Weaver for Beloit, Wisconsin, played against Neenah, final state championship. Neenah had held the ball for basically a minute, 4 to 5 seconds ago, scored. Timeout was called by Beloit. We got a similar situation set right here.
All right, here's the situation. 5 seconds. You see it on the screen. 61-59. Lincoln with a 2-point lead. Lincoln, of course, will not want to commit a foul because the bonus would be in effect if they do. They have committed 4. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Moody off the stack with 1 second. The shot on the way. It's an overtime.
We set the stage, Gary. We said how many years ago? Beloit, Lamont Weaver, only his shot was a few feet farther, like about 40 feet away from the basket, from that 40 feet farther out than that shot. Replay. Here's the shot. Goes inside, comes around left hand by Luckett, puts them up 2 points ahead. Right away, we have a timeout by Superior being called.
All right, now we're going to have the other one coming up here in just a second. Stay with it.
Next basket. The ball will be inbounds to Moody. Moody passes, comes up, dribbles, penetrates, shot up in the basket for 2 points. That was not Rob Moody that made that basket, Gary Bingham. That was Stack.
Right, that's what we said. Mike Stack shooting from outside, and Stack has been a clutch performer all year long for this ball club. In fact, we have written on our spotting boards here, clutch player. Well, he lived up to that scouting report. John, they just milked it to the very last nth of a second, so to speak. He had that shot off just in the nick of time.
Well, they did. Lincoln did a very good job on the inbound the pass to Moody. Moody appeared to want to penetrate the shortest distance straight up.
A game up like that, does that give you the momentum going into the overtime, or how do you feel on something like that?
Well, you very well could, because you had a shot taken with 1 second to go, and you feel like you have the ball game won. It's got to be down, but you're still in a final game like this, and you're bound to be up 3 minutes to go.
That's the first time the Superior's gotten the tip to start a play. Of course, this is overtime. The other 4 tips that were controlled by Milwaukee Lincoln. 61 all. We're into overtime in this Class A championship game. Doucette almost loses it. He brings it out to Morgan. Look at the quickness of Lloyd coming outside to pick him up. Up it goes to Moody. Moody outside. Boy, it's been Stack and Moody. Well, it's been this entire team. Just been magnificent against Milwaukee Lincoln. But give Lincoln credit, too. They have come to play 2 fine basketball teams. Off to Moody. He's got a shot. 63-61. Moody with 24 points. Moody had 18 in the first half. Off it comes to Houston Lloyd of Milwaukee Lincoln. This crowd is just alive right now. Here's Griffin feeding baseline gutter, and we're going to have a foul on Moody. That will be his 4th personal foul.
Here's a replay. Pass by Halibut. Griffin penetrates, goes up, drops it off to the open man. Gutter going for penetration. Moody moving in late.
We have a change now. Houston Lloyd is coming out of the ball game. Wendell Jones, 14, checked in. Here's Gutter at the line. He has a 1-and-1. He didn't get it. And now Superior with a 2-point lead. 2 minutes to go in overtime. 63-61. Stack outside. He plays it on the far side to Morgan. Morgan being harassed by Jones. Outside to Moody again. Rebound Gutter. Boy, did Gutter go up for that one. And now Lincoln with a chance to tie it up with 1:45 to go in this overtime. Taken away by Morgan. Morgan on the drive, and he's fouled by Halbert. That's 4 on Halbert, number 20.
Picked up. Personal foul coming through from behind. Albert.
And we have a change. Houston Lloyd is coming in, number 52, replacing Jones. Now that is going to be the first time, this right now is going to be the first time Superior's been at the free throw line. As that is a 15.
An outside shooting team of Lincoln has not been forced to foul. They played a very good, tight half-court 2-3 zone defense, and then they went into their pressure.
He's going to have a 2-shot foul. He was fouled on that drive. Morgan misses it. He'll have another crack at it. He has 10 points thus far. Could be a big free throw. 64-61, a 3-point lead. A minute 39. Off it comes to Greg Griffin. Griffin from outside. Rebound. And we've got a foul coming up on Gutter, I believe. It's Gutter, number 44. That's his third.
Here's the replay. Shot by Griffin. Ball rebound. Missed. Gutter coming back in from the baseline. Making contact.
All right, back to live action. The Superior team huddled at the free throw line, giving Stack, who's just been the hero of the hour right now, for that field goal at the end of regulation time. But we're going to have a timeout called with 1:31. And look at the crowd from Superior. Their expressions have changed somewhat since those 5 seconds remaining in regulation time.
Well, they have. Actually, some of the Lincoln fans came on the floor in almost disbelief that the basket had been made, which tied it up at the end of regulation. But two excellent teams, and you have a game that goes down like this with 1:31 to go in an overtime period. You almost hate to see either team be a loser. Really two fine teams, two fine championship teams playing for the state title.
That's exactly right, John. As you take a look at Stack thus far in this ball game, and he's the guy that'll be shooting the free throws. He's 3 of 4. He has 15 points. But the biggest two, that jumper at the buzzer. And I mean literally at the buzzer. Thus far, in the field goal shooting department, Stack has hit 6 of 11. Well, 64-61, 1:31. We have a change again. Jones for Lloyd. They've been alternating back and forth. Jones is in there for the quickness and ball handling ability right now. 6'2" senior Mike Stack. Boy, the crowd's starting to get very quiet. You talk about pressure. 65-61. We talked about Superior wanting to get to the free throw line, and they're making good advantage of it. 16 points now for Stack. Taking a lot of time, and the young man gets them. Remarkable shooting. 66-61, 1.5 to go. Lincoln's going to have to hurry now. Albert having a little trouble, gives it off to Wendell Jones. Jones will crack one from outside. Rebound. Look at Griffin go up. Griffin really going up on that. 66-63. 1:15 remaining. Stack bringing it up. Lincoln did not pressure on that play. Mike Stack with Jones. Off it goes to Morgan. 1:05 remaining. Off to Moody. I don't think I've ever seen better shooting in a high school game than this one. 68-63. Moody with 26 points. Griffin again. Griffin bringing the ball club right back. 68-65. Griffin playing a superb basketball game. He has 18 points. That's ties his high for the tourney. Doucette off to Moselli, and a foul is on Wendell Jones. Jones, 14 coming into personal foul. A 1-on-1, of course, in effect. As a while ago, they converted on it. And now 44 seconds remaining in this game in overtime. Superior leading 68-65, and this time it's going to be Doucette. And Lincoln calls timeout. They're going to make him think about it.
They're going to make him think for at least 1 minute. I might say on the recovery there by Lincoln, with a quickness in just a half a step of really recovering the ball and forcing a turnover, because they closed in extremely fast on Doucette, and he had no idea with the noise here anybody was from behind, so he was very fortunate that a foul was called.
Doucette has not seen that much action through the course of this game. In fact, he has not scored tonight. He has not been at the free throw line, and he's taken only one shot. So a lot of pressure on him, but this young man is, as Don Olson put it, is part of this total team picture that's gotten him this far. So you see him huddling often at the free throw line, talking things over. And this ball club, which a lot of people feel has come out of nowhere, is now 44 seconds away from maybe winning a state championship.
That's right, but within less than a minute's time with the pressure that Lincoln did exert during the regulation time, they closed the gap. So it's a long way from being over with, Gary.
Boy, you better believe it. And you don't think Don Olson and Robert Crawford don't feel that way right now. In the ball game, Superior has hit 12 of 15 free throws. But Doucette, as we mentioned, has not been at the line. Well, this little guy, you just have to feel for the pressure that they're going through right now. These guys have ice water, 69-65.
That's almost a knuckleball free throw. If you watch it, the ball hardly spins. When it does spin, it spins opposite of the seam.
But it counts. 70-65. 5-point lead, 43 seconds to go. Albert brings it down for Lincoln. Off to Jones. Jones inside to Luckett. Luckett gets it. 70-67. Boy, I tell you now the pressure. Stack going to try to get it in. He does to Moody. Moody being pressured by Halbert on the base side of Moselli. He got it. 72-67. They're not closing up at all. They're coming right back at you. 20 seconds to go. Here's Luckett from the free throw line. Rebound, Moody, 15 seconds, 14 seconds. To Doucette with 12 seconds, 11. Off it goes to Morgan. It's all over. It's all over now, 74-67. Superior's pulled an upset over number 1 ranked Milwaukee Lincoln. And there at the buzzer is the ball game. Milwaukee Lincoln has been an awesome display of shooting. The final score here at the UW Fieldhouse. Superior 74, Milwaukee Lincoln 67. We'll be back with all the wrap-up after we pause for these important messages. Well, there's part for Superior, who won this one 74-67, the 4th state championship in the history of the school. And John Pallas, when you talk about wrapping up a basketball tournament, you just couldn't do it in a more spectacular fashion.
No, you couldn't. We said it with about a little better than a minute to go. It's a shame either team has to lose, but just a gallant effort on Lincoln's part to get back in and regulate. It almost appeared they had the game wrapped up. And another historic last shot, which was put in by Stack, sent it to overtime, and you see 7 points difference. They really pushed it out here in the last 20 to 30 seconds.
Well, we're not sure now. We're checking, but unofficially, we either have Superior in overtime hitting 4 of 4 of 4 of 5. All of them pressure-packed shots from the field.
That's right. I believe the second shot that Moody attempted from the top of the key, he missed. That's possibly the only shot that was missed on basket during that overtime period. They had to play near perfect basketball the entire night because they had to take all their shots from the outside area.
Well, you know, Lincoln came in here, and it looked like they were a different ball, but you have to give credit to Superior, I think.
Well, that's true, too. They play the 2-3 zone. They like to run the guards out. The first couple of times they had a 2-on-1 and Stack confirmed. One other time they got a wide-open layup in the second half when they ran the guard out early, but that's about the only time. But the easiest way to stop it is put the ball in the basket. And once again, Superior outside areas because that's the only place they could get a shot against this fine Lincoln defense.
Well, we talked about Lamont Weaver's shot at 55 feet. I think Mike Stacks is going to go right down the record books as a great one.
Well, it is. His shot was from about 30 feet out, a little bit close to the basket, but it'll be remembered. It will be remembered for a long time.
We're going to be back now with more of our post-game activities, but right now we're going to take a break for these important messages. We have the winning coach, Don Olson of Superior. Let's go down with Marshall Shapiro.
Right now, we're with head coach Don Olson, the state champions, 1974 Class A. Congratulations, coach.
Thank you very much.
Probably the finest game that your team has ever played.
I'd say they battled all the odds, and we weren't supposed to be here, and now we're on top. It's just tremendous.
You had 3 losses this year, 2 to Eau Claire Memorial, 1 to Eau Claire North, and it's been all the way since then.
Right. Just tremendous.
Can you single anyone out? Has Moody like that all year?
Moody and Morgan and Stack. Moody and Stack have been our leaders all year, but Morgan's played tremendous ball this year. And last year he had knee surgery and he couldn't really get into it. But I'll tell you, everybody just did a tremendous job.
You were able to play your kind of game tonight.
Well, a little bit. They got a few more points than we usually give up, but we got 2 more or something, so that's fine.
Congratulations, coach.
Thank you very much.
Now back to Gary Bender.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the floor to make the presentation.
Class A championship in the state WIAA, the executive director, Mr. John Roberts.
Thank you. Basketball fans, you've been treated this evening to just an excellent basketball game. And we have some very wonderful competitors now to give their awards, be given their awards. To do that, tonight, and handing out the awards is the assistant executive director of the WIAA for 22 years, Les Answords, who retired this past August, and he will be honored tonight by presenting these awards. Congratulations, Les. A very, very excellent basketball team has been all season and performed well tonight. And I'd like to introduce each of those boys individually if they'll come forward. Greg from Milwaukee Lincoln, Greg Brazil. Greg Griffin. Michael Gutter. Rodney Albert. James Hodge. Ken Ivory. Wendell Jones. Jerry Luckett. Zachary Martin. William Noblin. Craig Riley. Manager Tony Maxwell. And to the coach of the Lincoln Comets, Bob Crawford. And now for our the 59th annual state champion. From Superior, Bill Doucette. Tom Ellis. Jim Eskelin. Bob Howe. Bernie LaValle. Okay. Bob Moselli. Bob Moody. Dan Morgan. Mark Moselli. Al Olson. Pat Coquette. Mark Polgassi. Mike Strack. Randy White. Who's the other one? Rob Moody. Oh, yeah. Rob Moody. Coach of the 1974 state championship team from Superior, Coach Don Olson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and these fine athletes. Good evening.
Well, there's Don Olson, a very happy young man taking the hardware home, and a place for that in the Superior High School.
Well, I think so. That is the trophy in the state. I know Class B and Class C also think so, but they are number one Class A championship team, and I'll tell you what a gallant effort. What a fine performance in the state tournament night. We thought they shot extremely well. They proved again on the second night, and they actually proved and actually dismissed any belief anybody had that the first two nights were exceptional nights for him.
Rob Moody has that net around his neck. He may wear that for 2 or 3 weeks.
They'll have a little trouble getting it off of him tonight, I believe.
Well, I tell you, it's just been a tremendous basketball tournament. First time we've had 3 classes since 1938, and John, it leaves a good taste in your mouth to see such a great basketball game. We've said that before, but I've enjoyed working with you. I want to thank you once again for the 5th time.
I've enjoyed it, too. It has been the 5th time, and I look forward to the possibility of doing it again, Gary. But I'd say this is really great in our state, and what television does, it brings everybody into the field house for the state tournament each year, and you can't ask much more than that.
Well, I would imagine up in the northwest part of the state, they're out dancing in the streets up in Superior way. And we want to congratulate that team. Also McFarland, who won Class C, and also Sheboygan Falls, the Class B winner. All 3 of them state champions in true right.
That's right, and you mentioned TV up at the last section. Rob Moody had talked to him the day they worked out here before the tournament, and he said I think the only thing we can get is cable TV up there in Superior, and he said, I just hope they can pick up the state tournament.
They can, because we had some wires sent this way indicating that very thing, that they were watching us and wanted to be acknowledged that they were able to see these games. And boy, that's 2 state championships in 1 year, one for hockey and one for basketball.
That's right, and I would say their bank was going to be pretty keen with it.
For being with us throughout the course of this 59th annual tourney. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. There's the goal, minus the net, that was around the neck of Rob Moody. Want to thank Randy Allen, also Marshall Shapiro, for their excellent job on the play-by-play, our statistician Ira Festel, Randy Fritz, and also Chip Manthe, and our AD Rick Wells, who kept us in line up here throughout the course of the tournament. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our director, Jerry Emmerich, we enjoyed working so much with. That's it from the UW Fieldhouse. The final score in this championship Class A game, Superior 74, Milwaukee Lincoln. This telecast is authorized under rights granted by the WIAA. Any descriptions, accounts, or reproductions of this program is prohibited without express written consent of the WIAA and the Wisconsin TV Network.
The 59th annual WIAA State Basketball Championships from the Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Wisconsin in Madison has been brought to you by your Wisconsin banks, names on every check you write, by the people in your town who bottle delicious ice-cold Coca-Cola. It's the real thing. By the American Dairy Association of Wisconsin, the voice of the dairy farmers in the marketplace. And by Sentry Insurance and their more than 1,700 Wisconsin employees. This sports exclusion.
By the phone, by the phone, by the beautiful phone. Keep the book, keep on. In and out of the pages we'll go, calling people we know, and all our friends too long forgotten. White pages, yellow pages, they've got it all. A to B, B to C, for the numbers you call. Keep the book by the telephone by the telephone book, keep the...
It's time for some straight talk about the banking business. Most banks offer pretty much the same banking, savings accounts, loans for various needs. You get the picture. But just one bank offers shirt sleeve banking, First. You see, First National has some people who really care, and they're real people. If you've been wanting a real people bank, try First, home of the shirt sleeve bankers.
Great lengths to bring you the freshest, brightest looks in personal accessories. Great wrap look styles in pigskin. Range of cowhides to flatter the most exquisite taste. Lignell Rexall Drugstore has a super 74 spring selection. Emphasis on natural fibers, unbleached muslin, string crochets, and batiks. Princess Gardner at Lignell Rexall, 1022 Tower Avenue in Superior.
How about some straight talk on services you can get from a full-service bank compared to other financial institutions? You can save at a bank, savings and loan, or credit union. Get a home loan from all three. But a bank offers checking accounts. Borrowing, only a bank offers all these loans. Installment loans, business loans, car loans, farm loans. And it's a bank for dozens of other personal and business services. It makes good sense to use your full-service bank for everything.
Geez, if you compare the cost of all foods and where they've gone, I just wonder how you can still get milk at the price you can. When you look at the prices of a lot of things that are really nothing for you, and then you look at the price of milk, to me that's an incredible bargain.
Milk has something for everybody, even Michael Landon.
Milk's the only way to go.
We got hands for building, hands for helping, bringing Coke and making welcome hands. Da-da-da-da. Our hands have got to be for helping, like bringing Coke to someone nice. Coke is the real thing.
That Hank's quite a character. He's been a policyholder with Century for years. I remember he said to me one day, I like a small insurance company like Century. Really takes care of me. Good claim service. And I said, Hank, Century is not a small company. We're a giant today. And old Hank says, well, I don't mind you being a giant. Just don't ever start acting like one.
A big insurance company doesn't act like a big insurance company. That's Century's policy.
Eat a lot of sweets, you know, because they are fattening. But sometimes when you need a shot of quick energy, I like to take maybe a bite of a real sweet piece of cake with some ice-cold milk. And it really does something for you.
Milk has something for everybody, even Florence Henderson's.
And usually if you've, been doing a lot of exercise, you're a little empty. If you drink a glass of milk, it just picks you right up again.
L-I-S-T-E-N. I read you. The better you know your banker, the better he can serve you when you need him. Okay? Okay. Oh, how do I know a full-service bank?
Because sports are the United Fund, Pollution Control, and Swanson's Cleaners. Pays rent, pays taxes, pays its bills. Swanson's Cleaners, like United Fund and Pollution Control, is a worthy cause for bank backing, because Swanson's is good for the community, and you can be certain that's good enough for your full-service bank.
Isn't it nice, Mr. Butter, wherever you go in Wisconsin?
And when you brush on the butter, you brush on natural flavor of butter that makes meals better. No preservatives or additives. Isn't it nice they serve butter wherever you go? Spread the good word.
From DDA of Wisconsin.
Bubling's Well is making the bath more fun, fragrant, and relaxing. Get a third bottle free. Hand-rolled soap balls by Village are one of the other popular natural products on display at Lignell's, 1022 Tier, carriers of the complete Village line.
Time waits for no one, and that's why you'll have to hurry to get in on the most spectacular carpet buys of the year during Goldfine's great 49-hour carpet fleeting hours to shop Goldfine's vast carpet to brightest selection and the greatest carpet buyer at savings of... So watch the time and make the time for Goldfine's great 49-hour carpet sale. It's here.
1986, in a drugstore like this, they sold the first glass of Coca-Cola. Must have tasted pretty good, because before long, people began trying to imitate its taste. They came up with drinks that looked like Coca-Cola, but never one that tasted like Coca-Cola. That's why 150 million times a day, people all over the world turn to Coke. That's one reason they call it the real thing.
This is the symbol of Century Insurance. Each year at the WIAA basketball tournament, Century proudly presents a Sportsmanship Award to the school whose students and fans best display the spirit of good sportsmanship. Judging for this year's award is going on right now.
If the excitement of tournament time has caused you to neglect mealtime planning, here's a salad suggestion from the American Dairy Association of Wisconsin. Mix 1 teaspoon of sugar and 2 drops mint extract into 1 pint of cottage cheese. Spoon about a half a cup of cottage cheese onto a crisp lettuce leaf and blend 1/3 cup drained fruit cocktail with 2 drops of mint extract. Arrange the fruit cocktail over the cottage cheese and top with sour cream and a sprig of fresh mint. cottage cheese, low calorie, protein rich, and delicious.
The biggest gamblers in America live on farms. Shoots the works, betting the rain will fall, the sun will shine, the bugs will stay away. The farmer is backed by the full-service banker. The banker is no gambler, but he's sure of one thing. If he didn't back farmers, everyone would lose. Your full-service banker. Names on every check you write.
I'm going to miss my carpool tonight. My own fault. I put the wrong Century policy number on this poor man's file. If I don't fix it now, his file will get so confused. Of course, he'd probably blame the computer. He'd never know who made the mistake. But I'd know.
A big insurance company doesn't have to act like a big insurance company. That's Century's policy.
We got hands for building, hands for helping, bringing Coke and making welcome hands. Our hands have got to be for helping, like bringing Coke to someone
else. You can get from Service Bank compared to other financial institutions. You can save at a bank, savings and loan, or credit union. Get a home loan from all three. But a bank offers all these loans: installment loans, business loans, car loans, farm loans, and many others. And it's a bank for dozens of other personal and business services. It makes good.
All of us have great teeth. I mean, don't you love my teeth? Aren't they beautiful? But I really think that drinking a lot of milk as a kid, had a lot to do with it. And my kids have great teeth. And they drink a lot of milk.
As something for everybody, even Florence Henderson's.
I think there's a lot of calcium in milk. And I don't know, as a kid I always used to think because it was so white, that it had to make my teeth white.
Big insurance companies are just cold, calculating computers. You ought to know us. We're Century Insurance. We're the kind of people who still have an ethic, who care about each other and our customers. We're a big insurance company, but our people don't act that way. Maybe that's why our policyholders get such good service.
A big insurance company doesn't have to act like a big insurance company. That's Century's policy.
Leo's Lunchorama, speak to me. Meatball and anchovy on rye, and a bottle of Coca-Cola. A combo ham, chicken, Swiss, and raw onion on white, and Coke. See you later, doll.
The way Americans eat these days, it's hard to tell what their number one sandwich is. But to go with it, it's obvious what their number one soft drink is. Coca-Cola. It's the real thing.
Oh, and a burger and mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise, and a Coke. Very rare. I'll say it is.
I like a very strange variety of things, but they all happen to taste very good with milk. I like jelly beans, and I like to wash them down with milk. I like pretzels with mustard on it, with another quart of milk. And I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then you gargle and get the...
Milk has something for everybody, even Michael Landon's.
Milk now. I mean, there's just a million things that are just fantastic with milk.
Bankers aren't often the best man, like with your checking account. Helpful when you expand. Wise when you invest your first windfall. Standing by when there's a new responsibility to face. Maybe 2 or 3 can live as cheaply as 1. But most families do better with a banker in the picture.
Are you new in the job market? You have a lack of training or possibly a lack of experience? When was the last time you had an interview where you really felt wanted? Have you really checked all the possibilities?
The 1982 front-wheel drive Toyota Tercel, Toyota's lowest-priced car. The Toyota Tercel, a car that pulls its own weight. Tercel!
From the land of sky blue water, from the land of pines, longing for the
just like premium Ham's beer. It's one of the fastest growing beers in America. Come on, move up to great tasting Ham's. Happy landings.
Beautiful people. Sensuous people. Night people. Cat people. Rated R. Starts Friday. Consult newspapers for theaters and showtime.
It certainly didn't take you long, did it? 5 bloody minutes in suburbia, and you're ready to join up with the A&P Blue Chip Little League pill-taking once a week on Saturday night. I got a headache, Harry. Shopping and shopping society.
Elliot Gould and Candace Bergen rebel against the system in Getting Straight at 8 on WTCN-TV, Channel 11.